You're listening to the Small Business Talk podcast with Kathy Smith.
Small Business Talk is a podcast for business owners and entrepreneurs who want a better way to run their businesses without spending years doing it the hard way. Small Business Talk is hosted by Kathy Smith, who has run the same marketing agency for more than 17 years and helped hundreds of business owners achieve their marketing goals.
Welcome to Small Business Talk, episode 173. Today, I'd like to talk to you about selling. Now, come on, selling is not that icky, and it shouldn't be. And I've got some really good tips on how to make it so it's much easier, so that you can sell without selling. A business without customers is at best an expensive hobby, and at worst, a stressful millstone that is dragging you down. When it comes to selling, very few people wake up every morning and go, "Selling, yay, that's what I want to do." Well, there are a few, but not that many. Selling often conjures up negative feelings, icky, sleazy, slimy. If you are not selling, then you are not making sales. No sales is no business. So really, we're all in the business of selling, whether we like it or not. But let's talk about ways that we can make it much more palatable and even enjoyable. So there's a lot of talk around about authentic selling and selling with integrity. Long gone are the days of the cookie cutter selling approach. Being your authentic self is the first thing that you need to think about. How do you like to sell? How do you like to be sold to? Customers and clients can sense when it's fake, when you're being untrustworthy, or whether you're just following a process. So be open and honest about your approach, and that will go a long way. Long gone are the days of precious selling and hard closes. When someone is considering investing time and money into you and your business, then you really want to make sure that their money is well spent. If they suspect that somebody is lying, being sneaky, or just not going to do what they say, that you're not going to get the sale and they're going to back away very quickly. Selling is all about relationships. Creating authentic connections is the only way to do business in today's market. Your customers have so many choices, and often the only difference between you and your competitors is whether they think you care. No one cares what you know until they know that you care. This is a quote that was attributed to Teddy Roosevelt back in the 1900s. Have we learnt so little? Forming friendships with your clients, showing them that you are there for them and that it's more than just dollars or a transaction, can go a long way. Show them that you are the expert who's in there for the long game, not just the quick sale. We all remember how we were made to feel long after the prices faded away. Show your customers the value of what they were buying and not just the price. Selling customers a transformation, not just a product or service. When customers believe in what you are selling them, that the product is actually going to do what they need it to do, then they're going to buy into it. And it's not going to be just a money transaction. It's going to be about value. Buying is never about price. It's always about value. We all love to go on a journey. You are here now with the problem. We can help you get to over there, and that's where the solution is. No one really needs to know all the features and benefits. They just need to know what it looks like once their problem has been solved, and that you have the solution. This is not the time for how. There will be plenty of time for the long-winded details and how your product works later. Think about some really famous examples of brands. Google, bad, irrelevant search results solved. Well, I'm not really sure that they're living up to their promise at the moment, but that's what their slogan is, and that's very simple about what they tried to do. Tinder, meeting people generally only happens on the weekends, not 7 days a week. Once again, maybe it needs to be updated, but it's very clear and concise about what they are selling and what they're trying to help you with. Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Old Spice, the original. If your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist. Kellogg's Rice Bubbles. Snap, crackle, pop. And that one has been around for a very long time and still took the test of time. Knowing your target audience, your ideal audience, who you want to do business with, is going to save you a lot of time and money going forward. When you know and understand your niche, your audience, you can create your entire marketing strategy towards them. You can create content that they want to see, and without having to do that constantly pushing your agenda and making it feel like you're very obviously selling. You can't sell to everyone, and you shouldn't. If you're selling baby clothes and suddenly it keeps popping up in your teenage daughter's feed, you'd be starting to get a bit worried unless you had a cousin or a niece or somebody that they were looking for. So just remember that you do need to niche, and niching is not going to stop you from winning other business. It's just going to make you clearer so that people know exactly what your product is, what it does, and how it can solve their problem. And quite often they don't even know what their problem is until you articulate it for them. So niching is very, very important. So that is definitely about branding, and you've got to think about your logo, your colours, your voice, and what it does. You never see any of these big brands where all the colours are all wrong or it just doesn't quite fit. It's a bit squashed. You know when you see their logo, it is them, and it's always them. So we need to be thinking about that for our business as well, so that the customers can get familiar and that they know once they've come from social to your website that they are at the right place, and it is the same thing. Now, you mightn't think you need a website in this day and age of social, but that can be the first place that people connect with you, and that's a great way for clients to be able to buy all by themselves, and quite often you don't even have to be anywhere near the transaction. With everything going online these days, websites are your chance to make that best first impression and stand out from the sea of others. Quite often, like I say, it can be where they can buy. If you've got it set up properly and you've got a nice e-commerce shop, then you're not even involved. You need to ensure that your website is appealing to the eye and that it looks and feels like what they're after. So if you've got a comical style business, then you need fun colours. If you're more in a serious industry, then your website needs to look like that too. If someone doesn't know what your website looks like, or there's a disconnect, they will definitely leave. Although making your website pretty is a good thing, but you need to be able to be found in search. If Google can't find you, then you might as well be off to the Google graveyard and no one will know where to visit. And you've got to give them the option to buy. You have a problem. You've found the perfect solution and now you want to buy it. Nothing. This is really frustrating, and I'm sure you've had that experience yourself. Not being able to buy when you're ready to buy, everything's set and you can't. Yet a lot of small businesses do this to their customers all the time. So please allow your customers to buy your products and from you. Stop trying to sell them, but give them options to buy. So what is the difference, you might be asking? It's only a change of words. Yes, it is, but language makes all the difference to how both you, the seller, and the buyer will feel. Energy is different, the experience is different, and you will get repeat buyers from it, and you won't feel icky when you're selling. Rather than you having one product, if you can give them a choice, so maybe up to 3, then people will choose to buy. And if they're buying, it doesn't feel like selling. Everybody expects to be able to see the price up front, so allow them to. And if possible, add a buy button. Yes, you may still have to have a sales conversation, but not with everybody. And some people just want to buy when they need to. And if you do have that sales conversation, well, you're not having conversation about price because they already know what it is. And if it is about price, it's about objections on value. So you need to show that the price is going to match the value. Or in a lot of cases, the value is higher than the price. To make selling easy, create an environment where your customers can buy from you. Give them options, provide the solution to their problems, and create buying opportunities for them. And that is how you make selling so much easier. So you can sell without selling. And if you have a process, that cuts a lot of that out as well. And I'm not talking about a script where you do the hard sell and the multiple closes, just the way you do it and the way you do it each time. So you don't have to be thinking about price and features and benefits and where that all fits. Just give them what they need to solve their problem and allow them to buy. So I look forward to seeing you again next week. We've got some great guests coming up, talking lots about marketing, sales, and how to move your business forward. So SBT audience, remember, enjoy your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Small Business Talk podcast and head on over to smallbusinestalk.com.au/downloads for all the show notes and links to this episode. Remember, to be great, you must start. Pick one tip from today's episode, take action and implement it. Let's meet again next week at the same time and place. Until then, take action. And SBT community, enjoy your journey.